You are witnessing a principle as old as the cosmos, a force that governs the birth of stars and the dawn of creation. Before a star erupts into a supernova, becoming one of the brightest objects in the universe, it must first collapse. This gravitational collapse isn't gentle. It's a violent implosion where the star's own mass crushes its core, reaching unimaginable temperatures and pressures. It is only within this stellar furnace that simple elements like hydrogen and helium are forged into the heavier elements, the carbon, the oxygen, the iron, that make life possible. The star must first fall in on itself to create something new and essential. Only then does it unleash its true power in a brilliant, galaxy-shaping explosion. This cosmic event is not a metaphor. It is a blueprint for transformation. Your own breakthrough follows this exact celestial pattern. You might be feeling that gravitational pull right now, the sense that the world is closing in. This isn't a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you are gathering energy for the expansion that is to come. Consider the discovery of penicillin by Dr. Alexander Fleming. He returned from a holiday to find a petri dish contaminated with mold, ruining his experiment. His assistants saw it as a failure, a careless mistake. Weeks of work lost. For most, the impulse would be to discard the spoiled sample and start anew. But Fleming possessed what Louis Pasteur called a prepared mind. He understood that this unexpected disruption was not an obstacle. It was an answer hidden in plain sight. He observed that the mold was actively destroying the bacteria around it. That moment of failure was the very event that would save millions of lives and reshape modern medicine. His breakthrough wasn't a reward for a perfect process. It was the direct result of an imperfect one. It emerged from the chaos because he had the wisdom to look closer at the disruption. This period of intense challenge is what physicists might call a state of criticality, a necessary crucible before any fundamental change. It is the phase where all previous certainties dissolve. Think of the Wright brothers, two bicycle mechanics from Ohio who dared to dream of flight. For years, they worked in obscurity, facing relentless technical failures and the scorn of the scientific establishment. Esteemed publications and leading experts of the day had declared that powered human flight was a mathematical impossibility, a foolish fantasy. They weren't just battling physics. They were battling the consensus of reality itself. Every failed prototype, every broken wing, every skeptical headline was adding to the pressure. The world was telling them to give up. But they understood a fundamental truth. Every setback was not a refutation of their goal, but a refinement of their method. Every broken part taught them something new about aerodynamics and control. The public ridicule only strengthened their resolve, forcing them to rely solely on their own data and observations. Their eventual success on a windy hill in Kitty Hawk wasn't a sudden victory. It was the culmination of 1,000 tiny, necessary, and very public defeats. What science and history teach us is that the crucible phase doesn't happen in spite of the struggle. It happens because of it. I've analyzed the trajectories of groundbreaking companies, scientific revolutions, and artistic movements, and the pattern is universal. Just before a system makes a quantum leap forward, it experiences maximum instability. The old structures, beliefs, and methods must break down completely before a new, more complex and resilient order can emerge. This is where the internal battle is truly won or lost. The pressure of the crucible doesn't just test your skills. It burns away everything that isn't essential. It incinerates your ego's need for approval, your fear of judgment, and your reliance on external validation. It forces you to answer the universe's most profound question. Who are you when all external validation is stripped away? Take the story of Leo, a painter who spent a decade creating art that no one seemed to want. He worked a menial job during the day to pay for his supplies, and he painted through the night, surrounded by the smell of turpentine and linseed oil. His tiny apartment was filled with hundreds of canvases that had been rejected by every gallery in the city. His family begged him to pursue a more stable career. For 10 years, it felt like he was shouting into a void, with his only response being the echo of his own doubts. Then, at his lowest point, facing eviction and drowning in debt, he received a small commission to paint a mural in a local library. It wasn't prestigious. The pay was minimal. It felt like another dead end. But with nothing left to lose, he poured every ounce of his accumulated skill, frustration, and hope into that one wall. He stopped trying to create what he thought the galleries wanted. He finally painted exactly what he needed to say. A visiting art critic saw the mural by chance, and within 6 months, Leo's career exploded. He had a sold-out solo exhibition within a year. But here's the critical insight. Leo's breakthrough didn't begin with the critic's discovery. It began in the desolate years of silence, in the moment he chose to create from a place of pure necessity rather than a desire for approval. The pressure wasn't his enemy. The pressure was his purification process. Perhaps you feel that heat right now. You're looking at your circumstances, and the evidence seems to suggest that your efforts are futile. But what if that feeling of intensity is simply proof that the raw material of your life is being compressed into something far more valuable? A block of iron doesn't become a sharpened steel blade without being heated to an extreme temperature and hammered repeatedly. The process is violent, but it is also what gives the blade its strength and its edge. Your challenges are not weakening you, they are sharpening you. The waiting is often the most difficult part. Not the effort, not the long hours, not even the rejections. It's the waiting. It's the tense silence between launching your project and seeing the first customer sign up. It's the space between sending the audition tape and hearing your phone ring. Many people abandon their dreams in this phase because they misinterpret stillness as stagnation, delay as defeat. But innovators understand what others do not. They know the waiting period is not passive time, it is active time. It's when the ecosystem is responding to your efforts. Consider Ed Sheeran, who performed over 300 gigs in a single year, often to near-empty rooms. He was rejected by every major record label, told his style would never be commercial. He was building his foundation in the dark. He didn't know that every small performance was building a tiny, loyal following, a grassroots army. Every rejection from a label was protecting him from a contract that might have stifled his unique sound. Every closed door was guiding him toward the one path, building his audience online that would grant him total creative freedom and make him a global superstar. The breakthrough didn't happen despite the industry's refusal. It happened because of it. You are living through this very process. That project that was canceled last quarter, that promotion that went to someone else, that partnership that dissolved right when you thought it was gaining momentum. You have been cataloging these events as failures. But what if they are course corrections? What if the universe is clearing away the good to make room for the exceptional? The truth is, transformation operates on a different schedule than human expectation. Your conscious mind wants linear progress. The universe works in seasons of growth, rest, and sudden evolution. Your mind sees a delay as a problem. The deeper intelligence of life sees it as precise, necessary positioning. Your mind interprets struggle as a punishment. Your soul understands it is the curriculum. Right now, at this very moment, your breakthrough is already in motion. The tectonic plates of your life are shifting beneath the surface. You don't have to see the final outcome to trust the process. You just have to continue applying the pressure, to keep learning, to keep choosing growth over comfort for one more day. Because your breakthrough isn't something you are chasing. It is something that is emerging from within you. And to conclude, a small exercise. If you've reached this point and felt an internal shift, solidify that feeling. Write a single phrase in the comments. The pressure is the process. Let this not be just a comment, but a personal declaration. the point from which your transformation begins